In today's video, we're going to take a look at Yamaha's brand new generator. It's the EF2200is inverter generator. Now this is clearly designed to compete with Honda's EU2200, and they've really targeted some features that the Honda doesn't have. Now I'm glad to see that Yamaha finally woke up, because many years ago Yamaha made some of the best generators around and they were neck and neck with Honda. But something changed and they slipped in this area and they just did not release the same type of models that Honda had. So let's take a look at it in detail and you can make your own decision if this is the generator for you. I've taken the generator out of the box and we've got to get it prepped so that we can try it out. And we're going to start by adding some gas to the tank. Now this normally isn't that exciting, but what you're going to see next is, and that's a little tiny gas gauge. Now for years I've wanted to see this in the Honda line and I don't know why they've never had it. But this Yamaha fuel gauge seems to work great and I love that they finally put it on a generator this size. Little tag on the starter rope, and what that says is that you've got to add oil to it before you start it up, and there is no oil in the box, so you've got to supply that yourself. And what is new for this model are these little thumb screws. So this is the only generator in this size that doesn't require any tools to open the service panel. This is a brand new feature on this model and I'm pleased to see that they included it. So with a couple of quick turns of those screws, you can pull the cover right off and now you can get at your engine. Now that we can see our oil filler cap, I'm just going to take it off and I'm going to fill this thing up with some 10W30 oil. Now that little cap I have there is great because it allows you to easily fill it up without using a funnel. And just like the Honda, you want to fill this up so that the oil comes to the bottom of the threads. We just replaced the service cover door and we're ready to go. Another welcome change is that Yamaha finally abandoned the design of putting the outlets on the side of the generator and now they've put them on the end, which is a lot more convenient if you're going to run this in the back of a truck. New changes with the outlets also, and one of them is this brand new RV outlet that they've included. This is a 120 volt 30 amp and this will really be handy if you're going to use this with your camper or your RV. Of course you have your standard 120 volt 15 amp outlets as well. Additionally, like the Honda, Yamaha includes a parallel operation set of outlets. Now using some special cables, you can connect two of these units together to increase the capacity. Brand new features as well. We've got a 12 volt cigarette style plug that allows you to run all those things that you'd run in your car. But the best feature of all is this little meter on the side. This shows you how much power you're putting out or using so that you can tell if you're getting near overloading the unit. And this thing is also backlit using an LED, so if you're running this at night, you can finally see what's going on. Now we're ready to start up the Yamaha, and this works exactly like the Honda. It's got a vent on the gas cap that you've got to switch to the on position, and now using our side switch, we're just going to switch this from stop to run, and we're going to pull out our manual choke, and now we're ready to start up the unit. And just like a Honda, the Yamaha starts very easily, and you want to remember to push in your choke as well once the unit's running. Now that the generator's warmed up, I'm going to switch on that economy switch, and all that does is it's going to let the generator throttle down so that it's only running with as much power as we need to run anything connected. And you can see how nice that meter is on the end. You finally get a little bit of information to know what's going on with the generator. Let's see how loud the generator is. I'm using a simple app and it's measuring about 65 decibels from about 25 feet away on the quietest mode. Now I've got the generator running on the maximum speed and we're getting about 70 to 71 decibels in the same test. I've got this in economy mode and I wanted to see how the generator would react to changes in amperage draws. This just means that if you're going to have something that pulls a lot of power right away, would the generator bog down or stall out? And you can see that it's running just fine when I crank that heater up to the maximum mode. Now I did some basic testing with a heater and a heat gun and I was never able to cause the generator to stall out or have any other issues. It seemed to run just fine like you're seeing here. With our run test finished, we'll just switch the generator to stop and we can move on to a couple of more features. Winter storage with generators is always a problem, and Yamaha added something completely new. This is a built-in valve that allows you to drain the gas right out of the carburetor really easily. You don't need any tools, just turn this valve and the little bit of gas in the carburetor comes out. Now you can pour this right back into the tank when it's clean, but this very unique feature should make sure that your generator never ends up with bad gas in the carburetor. Now this Yamaha is a really cool generator. It's loaded with features, but is it in fact better than the Honda EU2200i? And to answer that, we've got to go a little further into the details so we can make a decision. And of course, we need to start with the price. The Honda is $1,049, and the Yamaha is just a little bit less expensive at $999. Now that's not enough of a price difference by itself to really make the decision, especially when you're spending this much money. These specs will help us shed some light on the key differences here. Now when we look at this, we can see that the Yamaha is louder than the Honda, though it's still not a loud generator. They both put out the same amount of wattage as a maximum, but the key difference here is the amount of fuel they hold and the runtime. So if runtime is very important to you, the Yamaha has considerably longer runtime, and that could make a real difference. But before you say the Yamaha is the winner, we have to take a look at these two units side by side. And right away you can tell a big difference, and that is that the Yamaha is in fact quite a bit larger than the Honda. It's not only taller, it's longer, and unfortunately it's quite a bit heavier, as you can see here. Now this could be a real key factor in which generator you buy, but if you want the longer runtime, the Yamaha is going to win out if you can handle the larger size. So what we're really seeing here is that both of these generators really are winners, but they've each got some advantages of their own. So if maximum portability is your thing, you're going to want to go with the Honda. But if you love those features or you want that RV outlet or a gas gauge, the Yamaha is going to win out, and that extra runtime could really make a difference for you. So it's not always an easy decision to decide which winning generator you're going to buy, and you probably will not go wrong with either one of these models. But now you have a little bit more information to help you with your decision, and that was the point of this video. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos coming up, and if you'd like to comment below, I'd love to hear what you thought of these generators and maybe other thoughts on different models.